What were we talking about?
Well, you were telling him that your yard was in shambles. You mowed it Monday, and you shit us not.
The backyard needeth mowing again.
Well, we got some rain.
Yeah.
That'll make it grow.
It will make it grow. But the front yard is dialed in.
All the way in?
All the way in.
You know what I just did?
What'd you share?
Sorry.
You distributed collectively amongst your friends?
I did. What were you saying, Eli?
I cut down that tree over in the corner. I don't know if you guys know where I'm talking about. In the landscaping, there was a tree over in the corner of the house. It was a bush at one time, but when we bought the home, it had turned into a tree.
Yes.
I cut it down. I dirted my chain on the chainsaw. I cut it so close to the ground.
Cut her down to the dirt.
She's sprouting up through the mulch.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that is incredible.
She'll show you. What's up, Cam?
No, I'm fine with it.
You know that holly tree that we cut down that was covering the corner of our house? Mm-hmm. When we cut it down, it's so big and the root system's so strong that I was kind of like, there's no way we're getting that out. And I'm not going to fight that. If I maintain it, won't it come back a little? And Stephen was like, yeah, dude, that'll come back. And it is already sprouting new leaves on the bottom.
Crazy?
So if I stay on top of it, maybe I can keep it like a bush instead of a tree, but who knows?
That's my goal as well.
Nope.
What are we doing? What's wrong? Oh, yeah.
Here, boy. Okay, I got yours.
Yep. Cheers.
Over the gums and past the teeth and all that. Cheers, Eli.
Cheers.
Imagine Taller Robinson.
What a cure. What ails you?
I took both of them. Both of them.
Proud of you. Hey, my sounds are down.
Jackson 1, 2, 3. You hear me?
I won't be driving for at least 2 hours.
Dragon. A bribe.
So those 2 shots will be out of my system by the time I'm in a car.
Like where your head's at. Safety first. My driver just walked in.
And then teamwork. Hi, Emma. Did you know that I love you and care about your well-being?
The guy I work with, whose wife works with Kim.
Yes, Mike.
Like the first or second day, I said, so how do you know Tooth and Kim? And he goes, who? And I said, Tooth and Kim. And he goes, my wife. He goes, what'd you call him? And he started in the conversation. He's like, what'd you call him?
1-5.
He goes, why do you call him Tooth? And I'm like, really? I said, because he's got these big incisors. I think they're actually cuspids. And he goes, that's awfully mean.
Yep.
July 14th, 2022, live from a full house of Joe's. It's a full house of Joe's. It's the Everyday Joe Show with Tooth. Yay! Bull, intern Jackson, Eli Kidder, and your host, the Travis Reed. Guys, had a great show last week. We were really blessed to have Lewis Bryce on. What a phenomenal guy, and so glad he took time to come out. He had just come off tour and come down. So thank you again, Bryce, and anybody, if you haven't checked out Lewis, go check him out. He is a phenomenal guy. Got a great show tonight. We are going to be discussing the GOAT of comedy. So it was bringing up and going back and forth, and we're really excited about going over it. Also, this weekend at Common John, we've got a local guy, Steven Simmons. We're really excited about Steven. He's been doing really well for years over in Europe, and now we get to hear him right here in his hometown. So to have more great tidbits about what's going on here is your host, the Travis Reed. So take it away.
Y'all ready to do this?
Travis, we are ready to do this.
All right, everybody, welcome to the
Next episode
of the Everyday Joe Show. I'm your host, the Travis Reed. You might have heard of me before.
About 12 people.
12, I like it. It's 12 more than last week.
About 12 people.
That's a lie. I'm kidding. All right, guys, here we are, Thursday night, episode 252, Studio 11. Feels fairly nice in here.
It really does.
Yeah, and it's really not nice outside. It's hot.
It's hot.
It is hot.
Hot. I like it. Tooth, you're back.
Hanging out.
Where you been? We'll get into that later.
On assignment.
On assignment? Okay. What are you drinking tonight, buddy?
Well, I have a Dr. Pepper, but I've had 3 waters already. That will be my 4th. And that's just this afternoon.
I can't believe you ain't got to pee yet.
It'll be 8 total if I finish that.
Man,
I'll
give me some
have
on
8
that.
today and 1 Dr. Pepper.
Good
Proud
job,
of you.
buddy.
Proud of you. Good
I'm
job.
doing well, man. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How about yourself?
Yeah. Well, it's.
It's not his turn,
not
so
my
you
turn.
can't ask him.
I can't ask you how you now.
Oh, yeah. How I thought you meant, was I drinking? I'm sorry, sir.
No, I mean, how you now? How about yourself? How things going?
I am Travulous.
You forgot how the show went for a second.
What, you ain't been here?
Well, what are you having to drink?
Oh, you didn't turn it. Oh, what does my hands? Oh, what do my hands? Well,
Hello.
how are you now?
Man, I'm good. How are you?
I'm well.
Oh, phenomenal. That's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah. What are you drinking?
Man, I've been having water, so I got a gallon under the table, and so
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I say I'm going to have 8 waters, boys. I got a gallon under the table. Look at what I can do.
Yeah, but he hasn't even drank 8 glasses of it yet.
is that not 8 glasses?
He's
Yeah, it
almost at
probably
half a
is,
gallon.
yeah.
He's doing excellent. Way to go, Bull.
Yeah, so
I'm
that's-
sending out positive vibes.
That's my half gallon. So I've got
64 ounces down.
64 ounces down.
Probably
Yeah.
about 63 and a quarter-ish.
Why do you keep pouring them in bottles? Just drink out of the gallon.
Because you guys will have something smart to say. Huh, who would have thought?
Well, I said something about it and you didn't do it. So, I mean, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm darned if you do.
And darned if you do anyway.
Yeah.
I've had 136 ounces if I finish this.
Yeah.
Attaboy. So you had over a gallon.
Good quick math there.
It's calculated.
Yeah, he used to. He literally added it up in front of me.
Did he?
Actually, it was multiplication, so thank you. I did do the simple part myself.
128 in a galleon, right?
I think you're correct.
Now, is that a mess?
Says
It
so.
doesn't say.
I'll be darned.
Is that a mess or a bushel?
That's a whole mess.
It is a mess.
There we
yeah.
go.
That's
Yeah,
a
but no, I'm
bunch of
drinking water because I got. I talked to a friend because I've
You stutter?
highlighted it
To
that
do-
I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and so I've been battling with it, and I'm now starting. I'm no longer sitting in the corner feeling sorry for myself, and I am now trying to do something about it to push through it.
Okay. Can I have your beer?
Of course.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. All right. Thanks for being here, buddy.
All of it. Yes, sir.
Jackson.
What's up?
Nah.
His name is Yanni.
I'm going to go with Yanni. What's up, Yanni?
Yanni.
How are you tonight, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good, man. What you drinking?
Some pure aqua.
Pure agua? Yeah.
I'm on bottle number 3.
Bottle number 3?
Not quite as impressive. but bottle number 3.
But it's
But-
darn close.
Impressive nonetheless. Proud of you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for being here, buddy. Eli Kidder.
Yes,
How are
sir.
you now?
I'm impressed.
You're impressed? Wow. Who are you impressed by?
All these water drinkers. I
I
think it's
know.
fantastic.
Have you had any water today?
I have. I don't even want to talk about it, though.
No? Mm-mm. No, nowhere near the level of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't,
You don't want to steal the thunder.
I'm
Why
proud of
boast?
them.
Why boast? He's
I
proud
drink,
of us.
I drink water all the time. So it's not, I mean, I drink water, beer, or coffee. That's
Right.
all I drink.
If Craig heard all this, he would be checking in on me right now.
He would be.
yeah,
He
I'm
texted
proud of
me
you.
one day last
I'm
week.
proud
He
of you
said-
too.
He said, "Look, I know your body rebukes it, but I need you to drink some water. You got to stay hydrated.
Hey, it's hot. As hot as it is, you
Yeah.
need to get that water
You got to
in.
drink that water.
You got to drink that
Get
water."
into their water, old Tavin.
Well, even that being said, I was sitting there last 2 episodes ago whenever you were going to drink a water for every beer you normally drink. And I was just sitting there and I was like, you know what? I was like, if Eli can forego the beer for water on an evening, I can too.
Huh.
You had a mess of empty bottles of water.
I think I drank 7.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
You did.
Dang, that's my whole total.
Michael Childers just commented.
I
He
was
said,
just going to say, thank you. Go ahead.
he said, Toast back. Where should I park?
We saved his spot.
Did you?
Yeah. It's right
Thank you.
there at the end of the drive.
Thank you, Tina B, for those stars. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here, Eli Kidder.
Thank you for doing the show,
What are you
Travis.
drinking, though? I forgot to ask you that.
Yeah.
We got off on a tangent there for a minute.
I'm having a beer, which is mostly water.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the main ingredient,
and you're
actually.
having a light beer, aren't you?
I am. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a fine
Some
pilsner.
would
Says
say-
so on the can.
Some would say the most important ingredient.
I think it would be pretty tough to make beer without the water.
I believe so.
I don't know. I'm not a fermentation specialist. I'm not a brewer.
Or a
I'm-
beerologist.
Or a beerologist. I am, however, a craft beer expert.
You have a T-shirt that says so.
I do have a T-shirt that says so.
Yes.
But I'm uncertain of any other way to brew a beer other than to start with water.
Got a little water.
Water.
Water. Put some water on it.
Travis,
Thanks for being here, buddy. Yes, sir.
What are you drinking? Got him.
Straight. I'm drinking the tooth.
Straight and narrow.
Straight and narrow.
Just the way I walk.
I'll leave this here.
You did. How's it taste this evening?
Tastes like 80% water, so I'm drinking water.
Woo! Travis having water with us, boys.
I've not had the first sip of water today. I forgot to take them to work.
Well, you had some water just now.
I
so
did.
It was a sip. You're a liar.
I'm good.
You
Well-
are a liar.
Good at what I do, sir. Thank you.
So, anything good? Before you get all into the announcements, can I have, before I forget, can I
Yeah.
have two or 3 minutes, maybe
Yeah,
less?
go ahead.
I want to give a serious shout out to our friend Paco,
Oh, absolutely.
who has been going through a really rough time with a bad situation. I just want everybody to send some positive vibes Paco's way, first and foremost. And secondly, I would like to apologize to Mr. Bryce. And I regret not being able to have met him. And I surely hope, sir, that we're able to maybe do this again sometime to where I can meet him. That's it. You can have it back.
I think y'all two would have gotten along swimmingly.
This is what I'm saying. I wish I could have met this gentleman. He has people of interest that we. I need his help.
Right.
And I need to
Got
become
you.
his friend.
Got
and I
you.
need to be able to show him just how important this favor could be, and then offer him whatever
Right.
I can in
And
return.
Need to
in
go to
friendship.
Flavortown.
Flavortown's a must.
Yeah, got to go to Flavortown. Yeah.
It's a must.
Well, maybe we can. Maybe we can hook that up.
I love this guy.
Yeah. It's
I'm
good
his best friend here.
I mentioned that.
Well, one of my children is a big fan.
You're a big fan.
I am, but not
Yeah,
like
that's the
this.
first
You
words
say
that,
it correctly.
that come out of your mouth when he said that answer. You were like, "What? Tooth is going to be beside himself."
I love the guy.
You do.
I get it.
Get it. Get it.
You're so clever.
Get it.
All right, guys. You're a fan, Phil. Weekend here at Common John.
What's the goings on?
Got 2 new small batches. J.D. Bell's Peaches and Cream. It's and then the sour and peaceful, easy feeling habanero wheat beer. Ooh. Small batch, meaning 1 small keg. That's all. If you want it, you better go by and get it. Meow. Because it's probably gonna be there this weekend. So that peaceful, easy feeling went pretty quick the last time.
It sure did.
Very quick.
It goes down like water.
It does. It's 80%.
They're drinking them like water, fellas.
You know what today is?
What is it? Tell me.
Mug Club Day.
No.
Yeah.
See, what's that mean?
I don't have my glasses on.
No, you guys.
Well, what it means is today's Mug Club members get dollars off of beers, drafts, cans, and of all merchandise is 20% off. Current Mug Club members exclusively.
Yes.
Hurry, enjoy your day.
Yeah, today. So and that's what we said before. They do it on Thursdays because they know we ain't gonna be there because they know
We're gonna break them. We'll break the bank.
We will. We definitely will.
Can I give another shout out to our sponsor?
Absolutely.
I don't remember who published it, but there was a list of breweries in Tennessee. In their second full year of operation, Common John Brewing Company was number 17 on that list.
Which is phenomenal.
Incredible. Some of these other places have been around for years and years and years. And they say a lot of it has to do with their kitchen staff and how good
the
the
kitchen
staff is.
Kitchen staff.
which is dabbing in the studio now.
Yeah. No, but big shout out. They've done a great job. And to make that kind of stride in just 2 years is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think.
They're
Absolutely.
phenoms.
You're correct.
They are phenoms.
And they do have some good beer too.
Libations for everyone.
Yes. All around.
On
Beer
Eli.
alert. We got new cans coming this week from Southern Grist, the Imperial Ariona, Strawberry, Blackberry Hill, fruited sour. I don't know about that.
Aronia?
I don't know how to pronounce that.
I feel like it may be Aronia.
Could be.
How's it spelled? I can't see.
Aronia.
I'd say Aronia.
Okay. We'll go with that.
We
Like
don't wanna do
Sonia.
anything- We don't want to do anything erroneous on air.
No, it's not erroneous.
Get it? See what I did there?
Music this weekend, Friday night, Devin Hale playing at 6 p.m. CJ will have cut and dry Pilsner on tap during Devin's performance.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. And Devin's really good. Seen him several times there. Saturday, as Bull mentioned earlier, we got music from Steven Simmons Band at 6 p.m. Bull's at a full band, drums and all.
Steven Simmons will be a full band on Saturday. That is correct.
All right.
Oh, so that's what band means.
Okay. Well, just sometimes.
No, with Bull.
Yeah.
We have to check with him.
Yeah, we do.
Well, and then again, and just so everybody knows, one of the band members, he actually tracked and produced Sheryl Crow's last album.
I'm going to leave that
So
alone.
it is a crew of people who know what they're doing.
Cool.
They're experienced
They
individuals.
are experienced in the ways of the sound, if you will.
Of the music.
So who's
That's
going to do the sound then?
I will be running sound Saturday
Too bad
night.
we don't have anybody experienced.
You know, you work with what you got in this town.
Have you ever been to Singo?
It's awesome.
No, I know. When Bull doesn't ruin the sound.
Oh God!
I went last night and really enjoyed it.
It's incredible, isn't it?
We should talk about it next.
Well, funny as it may be, we are.
I'll be darned.
If you ain't been to Singo, check it out. Tooth.
As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by the Travis Reed, guys, Singo is awesome.
That's true.
Like people start singing and having a good time and like, you know, while the music's going for its little small segment there, if the song's one of those popular, everybody
it's a
knows
banger.
it's a banger. You know, if it's bussing, then everybody's singing. And I saw somebody take a video of the bar singing last night. Like it was Drift Away, I'm pretty sure, because everybody did kind of get into that.
Yeah.
But it was a good experience, a lot of fun. You don't have to know the songs to be able to play because they tell you at the end of the segment. So
It's a lot cooler if you do, though.
I'm going to try to talk to the people, you know, in charge, the powers that be, if you will.
If you will.
I think it would be a cool option to have a bonus prize for your Singo if you have the correct artist on your Singo page without being told. So instead of announcing who the artist
Just
is,
say the song.
say the song, go ahead and notate as the round keeper what the artist was for each song, and then, you know, we can check that. We can have a fact checker check that,
Research department.
you know, while we continue to play.
Right.
When it's all said and done and over, there'll be 3 people or 2 people. If we just do it for like one of the rounds, not all of them, there'll be 2 people that'll get an extra gift or an extra prize. I think it would be fun.
That'd be fun. It would.
I'm going to talk to the B powers.
B powers? Yeah, you ain't going to do
Powers
it.
at B.
All right, don't forget poker Sundays 2 to 4 p.m. If you want to register to play, visit www.worldtavernpoker.com. Create an account. Quick register. Select the event at Common John Brewing Company. And there you have it. You can
If
play.
you're like me, you can poker Mondays too.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is in the rear on Sundays, though.
Gotcha.
Rear of the building. Yep. So, y'all go check them out on Sunday. Play a little bit of poker. Come out this weekend. Devin Hale and the Steven Simmons Band. And don't forget our good buddies at the Green Bud Lounge, Mr. Joe Warwick. Go check him out. He's got a couple arcade games in there.
Yeah.
Oh, you can probably challenge him on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
got, what's he got, Jackson? Pac-Man? No, The Simpsons.
I hear he's got a big mouth. That's what I hear.
He's got The Simpsons and what else?
He's got like a Simpsons, the Mortal Kombat one.
A Simpsons Mortal Kombat?
No,
No,
like
the Simpsons one, and then the Mortal Kombat. I think maybe Street Fighter.
Oh, finish him.
it has like Mortal Kombat, like Rampage, and a bunch of games like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it down there.
And
at the
then
bottom
there's
there.
that OG one he had.
Yeah.
Well, I'll come.
The
get my-
OG one?
The one he's had for a bit.
I'll come get my butt
First one he
whooped.
got.
I'm not familiar. I don't
be
know
fun.
what.
There's a fly or 2 in the
There is.
It's summertime.
We should get a fly strip.
We should. I got one.
Some fly paper.
Yeah, come on. All right, guys, take a first break. We come back. We'll see what Tooth's been up to. And then we're probably going to discuss Mr. Dave Chappelle. See if he's the GOAT. I watched a few of the Netflix specials.
Oh,
I
so
finished
you've already
it.
decided who the GOAT is? Wait a minute.
No,
you just
sir.
said you did.
No, sir, I did not.
Oh, okay. Maybe I got confused. Be careful with your words.
I said
Travis.
we're going to decide.
This is so objective.
Yeah, it is.
And it's subjective.
Subjective more than objective.
It's both. I mean, I agree that it's both.
Right, so we're going to check it out.
We're objectifying these people.
We're going
as
to.
who's the greatest comedian.
That's right.
And we have to be subjective on how we make the decision. So I believe it's both, Eli.
Is it our decision to make, though?
It is tonight
It is.
because the
That's
show's
right.
about it.
That's
My
exactly
buddy's
right.
got his face on the shirt. Do
up,
whatever
Barnes?
we want to do.
Whatever. Don't matter.
He
Don't
has
just
no
matter.
problem
sunglasses
rubbing
on.
it in on Two's first night back to visit.
No.
Stop interrupting.
Do whatever I
It's
want.
his show.
That's right. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live.
Get the app.
Oh, you just want to roll back in and get the app.
Okay. While you're here,
faster. Based on internet.
Visit Adopt You.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 115 and Facebook Live, episode 252. Tooth,
Hello.
Bull, intern Yingvei,
Yingvei.
Eli Kidder, me, the Travis Reed. Tooth, you've made your triumphant return.
Hello.
You've been gone.
I've been away.
Where you been? I heard Facebook jail, like, and they made it real, like they sent you to the actual Facebook jail. Is that a real place?
No,
No?
it's not. It's one of those meta places.
Yeah.
It's in the metaverse.
Is it?
You know, one of them places in the meta. If you're down with all that. No, man. You know,
You met a lot of people.
I met a lot of people while I was away, and I'll say this: I was not in any kind of jail. I was, if anything, on hiatus. Finding
that.
myself.
Yeah. Where was you at?
I was lost.
In the meta?
I wasn't in Kroger either.
No.
No.
Was you messing with chickens?
But I also had, honestly, there was a lot of personal things going on in life in the last few weeks. It's been, you know, pertinent on the timing of getting things done. So, I mean, honestly, I've just been busy. I've really, truly been busy. I did a couple of interviews, you know, West Coast.
Yeah.
For the show, I mean,
Yeah.
future airing things.
Yeah. Yeah. Snoop
course-
told me he was coming out there.
Bull, you know, with things going on behind the scenes with Bull, you know, me and him's had a couple meetings, you know, on the low, you know. So, you know, I've just been floating around doing my
Right.
thing, you know.
Right. So what, you weren't in actual Facebook jail?
No, that's
That's a scuttlebutt.
Facebook jail thing was scuttlebutt, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
I didn't until you put it like that.
appreciate that. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody's worried.
I appreciate all of the support and the care and all the fan mail that I've received coming back. All the get well and hope you're not dying things. Guys, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Get the yard dialed in.
My yard is pretty much on point.
Is it?
It really is.
Jimmy Newton wants to know if you were meditating with monks in the Himalayas.
Man, I actually just did an audible with some monks from the Himalayas, but I did it from my living room.
Oh, like a Zoom thing?
It was, much like a Zoom, but just audible.
Okay. That sounds fun.
It was.
Do they have beer and stuff?
I did.
You did? All right.
So I was in my living room.
I didn't get invited to that. Did you get invited to that?
The monk thing is a lot about solitude and being alone.
I did, but I didn't want to say anything.
You want to say anything?
Yeah.
I just like the David Palooza thing. He was like, let's not tell Travis.
Hey there,
Well,
Pyro.
you weren't invited.
I wasn't invited. Well, man, I'm used to it.
But now I do want to say thank you for asking, and I do want to say thanks for the scuttlebutt. It's nice to be talked about. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if it's true or not. I enjoy being on people's lips.
Yeah. Well, I tell you,
I get it.
Well, we made up something different every time somebody would ask. We were wherever we are, Common John or the store or whatever. Like, where's Tooth been? I just make something up.
Listen, y'all remember that time that Dave Chappelle was going to do a season 3 at Home Comedy Central
Yeah.
with that Chappelle show
And he
thing?
just-
and he bolted?
Yeah.
My mental break wasn't as long, but I was just on hiatus.
So you went to Africa?
My man dipped.
I dipped. I
Duck and
dipped.
dodge, son.
I was out.
Duck and dodge. You're good at the duck and dodge.
I was off the grid, man.
Man, he gone. He gone. Somebody said constipation?
No, man, I went to the Amish country and got some milk.
Yeah. That's what Marissa said, constipation.
That milk is bussing.
It's bussing.
Their butter's bussing.
The best chocolate milk I've ever had on earth. Like I said, man, I was finding myself.
Yeah.
I was finding myself.
Find
I went
yourself
out
a
there.
bottom of a bottle of chocolate milk.
In Centertown. Turns out I was in Centertown.
Turns out I was in Centertown.
Did you go hang out with Megan while he was there?
No?
No?
Does she live in Centertown?
Yep.
Well, we missed her.
Yeah.
The stallion?
How'd you know? I'm just kidding. Speaking of Dave Chappelle,
Where? Who was talking about him?
you were.
I did it.
You did. So we've all talked about it, just hanging out and stuff about
Amongst
his
ourselves?
Yeah, about his the stand-ups he did on Netflix and stuff, and they were all great. And I have not watched The Closer until Monday night, I guess it was Tuesday night. Didn't have anything to watch. I was like, oh, I've not seen this one. Let's close it out. So I watched it. It was really good, really funny. It was a little bit different than some of them. And then the credits rolled, and then on the bottom where it says you may like this, this, or this. Well, he had he went to Duke Ellington High School in Washington D.C. He's known for their arts program and band and stuff like that. And they wanted to name the theater after him, the theater, if you will. And so I was like, well, okay, I'll check it out. It was only like 30 some odd minutes long. I was like, okay, well, and it was really interesting because he talked about going to high school there, and I didn't know he went to the an arts type high school. Had no clue. So I was talking to Bull earlier. I just saw, the Def Comedy Jam, Half Baked, his show, a lot of his other stand-up specials. That's really all I knew about the guy. Pretty interesting story. Have y'all seen that? It's called like What's in a Name or something like that.
Yes, I have seen that. Thank you for asking. It was a phenomenal film, a very short film, but very educational, very informative. Learned a lot.
I thought it was pretty good.
They went into that when he won the presidential
That's the other one.
whatever that award
That's
was.
also another exceptional video to watch on the Netflix.
Yeah,
They go into the art high school.
He won the Mark Twain Prize for
That's it.
American humor. And I was talking earlier, that dude has got a lot of like eclectic and different types of friends. Like I didn't know him and Bradley Cooper were friends.
Oh, they're tight.
I've never seen the movie Star is Born, so I didn't know Dave Chappelle apparently was in that movie.
Yeah.
And they became really good friends. I'm not a clue about that. And I was like, why is Bradley Cooper here? And then they show up. I'm like, oh, okay, makes sense. But I just think hearing his story was awesome. I learned a lot. And also, when he was like in DC accepting that prize, he went to a comedy club. Y'all seen it, and he's talking about him, kind of losing it and going to Africa to find himself and that sort of thing. And then he's like, man, there ain't a comedian alive that can stand up here and do what I do. I'm like, dang, he's kind of right. Agreed? Do you think?
I mean, tell jokes, make people laugh, or be controversial.
Be Dave Chappelle. Be the level he's at.
Currently,
Yeah, currently.
I don't know anybody out there right now that is pushing the envelopes that he's pushing. So since I don't know of anybody really on that level of competition currently, then I don't know if he's got.
but it's a different style than what
and
a lot
that's
of
what I'm
people
saying.
do.
Like, he's in his niche of comedy, and there's lots of niches of comedy. So since he doesn't have a competitor, then there is no one that can get up there and do what he does.
Right.
Do I believe there's someone else out there who has the ability? I'm sure if he has it, I mean, there's millions of people, billions of people. Somebody's got the ability to push the envelope.
Jahan told me years ago to check out Tom Segura.
Yeah, he's dark.
One of the best storytellers out there.
Hilarious.
Absolutely.
I know we're talking about Chappelle, and I
Right.
love Chappelle. I'm not taking anything away.
Right.
I'm just saying, comedic genius wise, he's pretty solid.
He is solid. Bill Burr's another one.
Yeah.
And then in the same little skit he was doing up there, he said some people would call me the GOAT, and everybody clapped. And I'm like, man, that's kind of boastful of him to say. But then I got to thinking, I'm like, well, is he? Is he the greatest of all time? He's really good. He makes me laugh every time. I mean, Dave can tell a story, and at the end of it, it can either be really, really, really just funny and dark and go places that it's hard to go to anymore, even in comedy clubs sometimes. or he can give you a thoughtful message at the end where you just go, wow, I never thought about it like that. And then he can do both at the same time where you never thought about it like that. And it's hilarious. And somewhere they're like, oh, I can't believe he went there. So does that aspect, and there's some that have done it in the past like that. But now, to me, he's the only one that does all those combined. So would you guys put him?
I'm going to say this, and y'all can give me what you want. I'd like to keep it about human race for just a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Ralphie May has done some, when he was alive, a lot of the same broaching of racism topics and taboo topics.
Yeah.
And I think he did it a lot of times in a very educational way, and his delivery was the humor. But he was really teaching you
This is some
truth.
stuff I have to deal with.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm too scared to talk
Well,
about.
when we go that path, though, I mean, Bill Burr. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eli.
No, I agree with what you're saying, and I don't know how to present that in the
I'm
way.
just scared.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say that.
right.
My vernacular is failing me currently.
Mm-hmm. I agree, but I know exactly where your head's at because I'm thinking the same thing. He can throw that out there, and it be okay to say some of these things, maybe. Whereas
he has a very vast array of fan base.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of different cultures are watching his comedy when he was alive and enjoying it, much like a lot of different cultures have watched Dave Chappelle and enjoyed it.
Right.
Now, the difference between those two is the things that Dave Chappelle has had to deal with. Something large, the elephant in the room, makes it worse on him, and it's just the facts. I'm sorry, that's the way it is.
No,
It
no,
sucks
but
that
it
that's
is,
the way
yeah.
it is. But he's right when he said it himself. Like Ralphie Mason never had to deal with that.
Right. No, you're right. And Dave talked about that earlier. You know, he's
I watched a little special with you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
There was, there's a lot of them that, that cross lines, in regards to certain topics.
right.
And again, race being one, because that's one of the things that comes up. But Bill Burr, he infamously goes on, and it was years within his career before, he actually come out, and he was like, he goes, so everybody knows, he was like, I deal with the black problem, because he goes, my wife is black. And he goes, when I say the black problem, I mean when she's mad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that was his transition.
He's pushing a little bit, yeah.
But he also, pushed a lot of the boundaries. But again, and the thing about Dave is, I guess Dave is more, and that's why him and Jon Stewart, it's really interesting that him and Jon Stewart have been side by side since he started his career.
That blew my mind.
Jon Stewart
That them two were
takes
buddies.
social issues and then turns that into social commentary and comedy. Dave Chappelle does sort of the exact same thing. He takes issues that we're facing at this day and time, and then he puts it on the table.
Exposes it.
So it's not just a running joke with Dave. Like, Dave's goal is to make a point, but it's not like he's preaching to you. It's more like it's the spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Yeah.
Whereas it's not just a full-on comedy show. He wants you to come to his show and lead with something.
I can see that because I until I watch those specials, I go back and remember some of the other things that Dave has said. In some of the other ones, I'm like, oh, I kind of get it now. I was just looking for the comedy aspect of it, and then you see him talking like not real life, but kind of real life. You're like, oh, I get it now. Kind of like George Carlin, but George Carlin was real life and giving you a message and throwing humor in it at the same time. And to me, I saw it as soon as he did it. You know what I mean? Because like you were saying before we started the show, Carlin used all the words. Every word that was in his vocabulary, he used all the words. And he was very, very good at it.
If you watch any kind of documentaries or things on George Carlin, and there's a really good one on HBO right now, he talks about that. I mean, even on some of his interview level kind of stuff, he loved language from an early age. He wanted to know why words mean what they mean. How come we've made this way? And like I said, he used words to make a lot of his some of his most famous stuff is the words you can't say on TV, and that's one of those things that people came to expect from him if they went to see him stand up.
Yeah.
But I find that a lot of comedians, I mean, probably all of them really, use real life and make light of it and make it funny and make fun of it. And that's a lot of ways that people deal with some of these terrible things that have happened in history or terrible things that are going on right now. Comedy is tragedy plus time. Thank you, Bull.
Yeah. And thank goodness for it, because it does kind of, and if it does make you think about things, well, they did their job. They did two jobs, made you laugh and they made you think.
Well,
so.
and another reason, things like Kevin Hart, Kevin Hart talks about it, and he was just like, what I always admire about Dave is he goes, your goal whenever you get recognized and you're climbing the ladder and you start doing better in your career and financially, you continue to go up, and it's that balance that you have. Whereas where Dave had finally made it, like he'd been working, he was in his early 30s, and it was his time. It was the $50 million check coming in, and Dave's just like, you know what? I'm not prepared to compromise who I am as a person in order to receive this money. So he walked away. He walked away from the fame. He took the ridicule. He took it all on the jaw. And that's where Kevin Hart was like. He was like, man, he goes, my entire dream was to host the Oscars. And he goes, I made it there. But he goes, they brought up old tweets. And I was like, no, I'm going to stand my ground. He was like, no, 2 weeks later, I was apologizing. He was like, because I knew what I'd worked for. And he was like, man, he goes, I saw it slipping through my fingers. And he was like, Dave just was like, no. He was like, I can't deal with this. But then Dave come back. And the fans welcomed him back. And he then took it to a whole new level. And that's Kevin Hart said that.
Yeah, I think with those last, was it 4 Netflix specials? Was it 4?
There were 4 or 5 special deals.
Dude, he came back big time with that. That was some of his funniest stuff. Now, some of his early stuff with the baby.
I didn't think so.
You didn't think so?
I didn't think they were as good.
Is one of
it's
my
the best
favorite Dave Chappelle stand-up
If we're talking
specials.
about watching a stand-up comedy and not being preached to, Killing Them Softly is hands down the best.
I think.
Circle the club. What are you doing out here, baby?
Yeah, that
I got kids to feed.
one. Hey, baby, stop selling weed.
Suck in the club. That's great, dude. That's great. Sprinkle a little crack on it, Johnson.
I've seen this 1,000 times.
Johnson.
My wife will say the same thing, and I agree with her. An entertainer, I want them to entertain me.
Right.
I don't want to be preached to. I don't want their political and I understand that that's part of the world we live in, is for them to get a message across. But maybe I don't want that message to get across. Maybe I just want you to entertain. Maybe I paid $100 or whatever for my ticket, and I want to spend that $100 to be entertained, not to have your opinion pushed on me. And I think over the last decade, probably, comedy has kind of deviated on that path where there is more of a message to it now than there was 10, 15 years ago. I'm not saying that it's not unwarranted. I'm just saying, in my opinion, if I'm going to do that, I want to go and I want Bill Burr to just, bah, I don't need
understand that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that.
I feel like it's hard to get this across and explain it properly. So if it doesn't come across for you guys, I'm sorry. But here's how I feel. I feel like there are people in the world who can understand, regardless of whether or not what we are making light of is terrible. It's just comedy. It doesn't have to be taken
Offensive.
seriously
Yes.
and offensive.
Because it's a joke.
It's just a joke. And what I feel like people lose sight of when it comes to being things that might be considered controversial is they are not people who can comprehend. He said that he's not really bad-mouthing this group of people. He's making light of a terrible situation that just so happens to involve a group of people. He's just making a joke. He doesn't just because I make a joke doesn't mean I really feel that way either. You know, that's something people can't differentiate.
Things aren't good for a laugh anymore. It's just for a laugh.
It's just for a laugh.
Yeah, and, I mean,
if no one's getting physically harmed, it's
sticks
just for
and
a
stones.
laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Learned that when we were young, and apparently
We've had with that, but those days are gone, and that is so sad to me.
it is because that's some of your only refuges, like in a comedy club or at a concert or something like that.
He says that. Does he not say that?
Well, it used to be, but now it's not.
That's what I was exactly what I was saying. Yeah.
Was it not Chappelle that said the comedy club was the last safe place?
That is correct.
I believe it's in one of those documentaries. He's like, this used to be a safe space. This used to be somewhere where you could go and say anything you wanted to say, and it was okay.
Yeah.
It's not that you meant it. It's not that you were trying to be malicious. It's made people laugh, and that was okay. And now that every group's got to do this or that, I'm going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up,
No,
B.
hold that thought. We're going to get back to that. Yep. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live.
Get the app. But look, we're going to have to turn it pretty quick back into.
Hill, Tennessee. The Lions.
Esto, you're speaking. Babbel. Go to Babbel. Lately. And get the
Everything.
Time to head out. Real leather.
Brain science.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live, episode 252, making his triumphant return. Tooth.
Hello.
Bull. Intern Yachty. Yes, like Yachty Melina. Yeah. No.
Oh, like a little yachty, yeah.
No.
And Big Baby Dram.
Eli Kidder, me, the Travis Reed. Before we went to break, we're talking about
I just want to smoke some broccoli.
Dave Chappelle called himself the GOAT, and do we agree that he is the GOAT? If not, who is the GOAT? Tooth, in your mind, what, as a comedian, what do you think are like the parameters of being the GOAT?
Audience range, longevity, not being stale, using the same humor, continual
shtick
growth,
right,
and new material. And I do believe that the best comedians make you think.
Well, I call that.
Even if it's just to get the joke. The best comedians give you something to think about and laugh about.
Things that make you go,
So you're saying Arsenio Hall's a GOAT? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying Arsenio Hall is close to being the GOAT.
Bull, what do you think? You agree with Tooth? You got anything to add?
Man,
For your opinion?
I do, and there's this fine line because, like, I supporting artists, there's a side of me that's like the whole point of art is to go where people haven't gone before.
Right.
Push those boundaries.
Maybe.
But, like Eli said, at the end of the day, a comedian's just supposed to make me laugh. So I'm at that weird point to where it's like how much, because Jon Stewart is the one who changed our culture.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of other comedians that have done it in that fashion, but Jon Stewart is really the one who's like, you know what? People are frustrated with a lot of things going on in the world, and they want to be informed, but you got to figure out a unique way to do it.
I think Dennis Leary and Dennis Miller both demonstrated that same quality.
Dennis Miller, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't remember Dennis Leary so much, but you're all right now that you bring it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I don't remember Dennis Leary as much either. I do.
Good stuff.
He
But-
moved on from comedy to something else.
Yeah,
he didn't
just-
stay with it.
right.
But he had some fun things to say in some of his stuff. But anyway, go ahead, Eli. The Dennis Leary or Dennis Miller for sure.
Oh, that's all I was going to say is that I had forgotten about Dennis Miller, but he really he pushed it out there as well. So.
He did. He said, and Bill Maher was one of the first
I was
ones,
gonna say Bill Maher as well. He
But
went
Bill Maher and
more
Dennis Leary, they were on the same scale. But I've got to go. I just cannot go on the side to where art is about. No, I have to. Art is about breaking down boundaries. I know I'm going to go back and forth on this. It's
That's
terrible.
all right. It's your opinion, man.
Because
You do whatever you
art
want.
is about breaking down, like it is pushing the boundary of where you are in time right now.
Yeah.
And I think that in the time we're in, there was a opportunity for a artist, in this instance, a comedian, to be a unique voice where a lot of people felt it was stifled. And so I think timing has a lot to do with right now it being a great combination of talking about things that we can't talk about, using comedy
He's
to
got a
bridge
pretty
the
good
gap, and being funny. And entertaining, educating, and making us talk about things right now that normally the majority of the people in the room, they wouldn't be sitting and being tongue-in-cheek about it. They would probably be arguing with one another about it.
Okay. Yeah. I see that.
It's an interesting point to judge the GOAT. It's hard to because of what he just said. there's a different standard of rules or a different standard that
Here's
some
what
were
I
held
know.
to.
Those people who are the protesters against the comedy, in my personal opinion, are the people that the comedy's not meant for to start with. And if that's how they feel, they shouldn't be there watching it. They shouldn't be a part of it. It's not for them. If you go to see a comedian and you know what this comedian's comedy is about, that's why you know before you go see somebody. If you're just going to see somebody blind and you don't have the mentality to be able to just laugh at things, you're not meant to be in a comedy club.
You have no business in a comedy club if you can't roll with the
They're not catering
punches.
to your style of people. No, the comedy club's not catering to that style of people. They're catering to the rest of us who can laugh at something and know that it doesn't have to mean it's serious today. It can be funny.
It's for a laugh.
It's for a laugh.
You came to a comedy club.
And that's sort of the thing, interesting, like we bring it up because, Eli, there's so many people that probably go in going like, wow, I want to go in and laugh tonight. And then you go in and the comedian calls you out because you're chubby and your wife, you know what I'm saying, is wearing a funny hat. And then the people in the audience are like, I didn't come here to get insulted, so.
Hey, show up
Why are
late.
you in a comedy club
Yeah.
if you can't take a ripping?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
That's
remember
part
that?
of that's part
Oh,
of the
I remember you telling me about that.
of going to a comedy club is
Hold on.
being ripped on.
Yeah,
What is-
absolutely.
Eli's got a story. What is it?
We went to Zany's one night and got there late. The opening act was already on stage. She was a little person. She was standing up on a stool. And the only table in the place was stage right. I mean, right beside the stage. And, buddy, she ripped us almost her entire set. Just blasted us. Which was fine. We all got a big kick out of it because we're like, oh, we're the stars of the show. Hey, that's us.
You're
We're
welcome.
yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay, and you probably expect like, well, somebody's going to say something or look at us or like, oh, look at these people.
Yeah, oh, yeah. She said, thanks for showing up.
Well, we knew we had a short attention span, so we came when we could. Boom, boom. See what I did there?
I do. I got you.
Yeah, I went and seen Tim Wilson at Zany's years ago, and this was in the height of the NSYNC and Backstreet Boys days. Well, there was a little guy sitting beside him, good-looking kid, had the bleached blonde hair and everything. And dude, Tim Wilson ripped on that kid the entire time. That kid, all he did was laugh. His mom was giving him crap about it, and his dad and his sister. Everybody was just,
Listen,
And I was like, this kid, he was probably 21 at the time.
Oh, wow.
This was probably 15 years ago or so. And he took it
36 now.
Yeah. He took it like a champ. I was like, man, good for that dude.
Listen, there's not a fat person alive that don't know they're fat. And if they're in their feels enough that they can't laugh about it a little bit at a comedy club, then there's a problem. Especially when the comedian might be fat and makes fat jokes about himself all the time. I'm just saying, comedy clubs are built for they're catered to a certain demographic, and these people that are going in there causing problems shouldn't be in there in the first place.
If you don't have thick skin, don't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, comedy's not for you.
If you can't take a fat joke, lose some weight or do something about it.
Or don't go to a comedy
Don't go to a
club.
comedy club.
Yeah. Eli, what you're
I'm fat. I have man boobs. I'm
got
fine. I
boobs.
mean, it's sensitive subject, but you know what? It's funny. I'm like a lake cup.
I mean, they look good.
I mean, I do what I can.
Eli, what about you? What are your parameters for the GOAT of comedy, like stand-up comedy? Do you agree with what they said? You got anything different?
No, I think longevity. I think what you said about the base, your fan base, or not,
Yeah,
or not
reach.
necessarily fan base, but the amount of people that you
Reaching
reach.
different demographics and audience.
Yeah, I think that's huge. I don't know if we're going back there or not, but with that being said, I think Chappelle could be called the GOAT.
He checks all the boxes.
Yeah,
All
he
the
does.
on
And
paper, he most definitely is.
I don't know if it's in that thing we watched earlier or I watched earlier this week.
I didn't know I couldn't do that.
He said the exact same thing, was that his audience is so broad. You've got older people, you've got older minorities, younger minorities, all over the place. He said, my fan base is so large.
Everybody.
He's like, I can kind of get away with whatever. I can make fun of
anything.
Because all those people are my fans. They understand my comedy. They understand my style. They understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's to me, that's the number one thing is the reach. Richard Pryor. What kind of reach did that man have?
Huge.
Everybody loved Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Red Fox. Everybody loved Red Fox. George Carlin. Everybody loved George Carlin. You know what I mean? Because those are three.
Bernie Mac. Everybody loved Bernie Mac.
True story.
Said that Steve Harvey, even when he was still doing stand
Everybody
up.
loves Steve Harvey now.
Oh,
Steve
absolutely.
Harvey has got the fan base.
Yes, sir.
All the ethnicities, all the races, all
Everything.
The age
he
groups.
reaches everybody.
I don't enjoy his comedy though. Not as
His stand up maybe is not.
there you go. It's not
It's not bad.
on par.
But it's not on par with some of the people he's been with, which is why he's not the headliner.
Right.
That's why he's the MC.
But as a comedian, as far as sitcoms, hosting things, making fun and having fun, he's excellent. He does what he does well.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, but then, I mean, you can even go in, because Bill Cosby was the same. If it wasn't for that side gig as a bartender, I mean, we might be talking about him as the GOAT now.
Could be. Because his old stand-ups are phenomenal. I mean, those.
His shtick was the cleanliness. And we all know that really loved Eddie Murphy, how Cosby called Eddie, hey, man, you ain't got to say all this. Da, da, da. So
But you know what's
Eddie called Richard, and Richard's like, tell him, have a Coke and smile and shut the F up.
That's right. Have a Coke with a smile. Yes. Yes.
Well, but again, it's like, and that's another reason why we sit there and talk about, just being you and pure, because as we learn over time, a lot of these people are just playing a role. It's like even like Robin Williams, Robin Williams was an unhinged individual. Like that's what he was. He had a million voices in his head that were spastic and they spoke too fast.
And that dude was funny.
He was funny.
And I think that's another one that had a pretty good reach.
Fan base, yeah.
An excellent fan base, an excellent reach. There is an example of the comedian who is exactly what all the things you read say, trying to heal himself by making others laugh. And that's a whole nother episode.
And he did a great job of making other people laugh. Holy
He
cow.
did do a good job of making people laugh.
Well,
But
that's
if you watch, personal opinion, I love Robin Williams. Personal opinion. If you watch some true interviews with Robin Williams, he tries to be on all the time, or that was his sickness coming through, whatever. And it's not always funny.
Yeah.
A stand-up that's planned and he's written it out, okay, yeah, it was pretty funny. It's always pretty funny. It makes me laugh. He had one of the best ones in the late 90s, early 2000s. I loved. He was animated. He run around the stage. That was part of him releasing that spasticness that Bull was talking about. But like I say, as far as just listening to him be funny, that was not necessarily always the case. However, there are comedians who you'll see in their interview roles without even trying. It's just hilarious. Yep. Kevin Hart's one of my favorites to see in an interview role. He will make fun of everything in himself and have fun with it, and it's hilarious.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds is another one.
Yes.
I mean, Daniel Tosh, Cat Williams. I mean,
Bro,
Man, I was really late to the game on Cat.
Cat Williams was the... He's got a new special out.
That guy.
Has anybody watched it?
No.
I have not.
Well, y'all check that out.
Okay. I was really, really, really late to the game on Cat.
Is it on the Netflix?
I'm 99% sure it is.
well, but say he had to take a step back because that last ordeal where he got into it with
Is that where he punched the kid?
Huh?
Is that where he beat the kid up?
No, the last one was he got him and a Hispanic American got into a communication, and all Cat was just going like, look, man, I don't have any problem with you, but unless you recognize that America's the greatest country and you're here, he was like, that's cool, have all the pride you want. But he goes, you're in America and this is the greatest country ever. Take it how you take it. Like it turned into a very, very big ordeal for Cat.
Oh, I didn't see
and then
that
again, outside of the time he was arrested with a gun, that time of, he had a nervous breakdown
outside. Beat up a children on my basketball court.
Pimp down.
Beat up a child.
Pimp down.
Pimp
All right,
down.
we're going to take another break. We come back. We're going to finish this GOAT talk, and we're going to make a decision on our opinions on who the GOAT is. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live.
Get that out.
Look, Jimmy Newton said Popeye was a great movie. Yes, I said.
Popeye's a phenomenal movie. Well, and that's just, I mean,
July 16th, 6.
That one might be
Totally sure. Just because you bring it.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live, episode 252, Tooth Bull, intern Yolanda. Huh, he says. Eli Kidder, me, the Travis Reed. We've been talking about the Dave Chappelle, if he's the GOAT, what constitutes a GOAT of comedy, in our opinions. It's a very subjective conversation. It's our opinions, for sure.
The outlook and views of these people are not necessarily the views of all of the people that sponsor the show.
Correct. So they may disagree.
Bull usually does an amendum or something.
He does do an amendum, and he's pretty good at them. Proud of you, Bull. Whoop, whoop. Let's start with Bull. In your opinion, who's the GOAT of comedy?
So I'm going to preface it with, based upon the time we're in right now, and based upon the way the benefit that artists are providing by making us talk about things and
I don't think I understand what all time
helping.
means.
I was fixing to say you're talking current modern day. The greatest of all time, not the greatest of today.
I'm talking about today.
But we're not
But
asking.
we're not asking about today.
GOAT. Greatest of all
GOAT
time.
all time.
Well, I mean, but I think they use that term loosely. Like everybody calls LeBron the GOAT, and everybody knows.
I do not call
I
him
don't
that.
call him that.
But again, there you
Michael
go.
Jordan is the greatest of all time. Everybody knows this.
So I don't know, but
Simple.
for right now, what he's doing, the way he's doing it, I think nobody is doing it. Nobody's doing it better than him. But you got to remember, I enjoy the type of comedy where, and even art, where people are
Bashed.
I don't want to say bashed. I just want to, but I mean, it's where they are addressing things that make us uncomfortable,
Challenged.
and turn it into jokes.
He's an equal opportunity basher. He bashes everybody.
I think every comedian is.
The guys
but
from South Park, they had in a commercial, they named off all
every
kinds
single
of stuff.
person.
Yeah, ethnicity, everything, orientation. Don't worry, if we haven't got to you yet,
we will. We will.
And I thought, this is fantastic.
Yep.
This is what the world needs. It's easy for me to say because, well,
Well, listen, those guys, Trey Parker, Matt Stone, have been pushing the envelope since, when did that first come out? In 90.
since
90s?
Hitler was a cadet.
17, 18 years.
I was 14 or 15. I remember I watched it with Tabitha Mullins when it debuted, and I fell in love with it. But it has been a constant run of pushing the envelope. And what I have always said about South Park, the beauty of it is they only use things that have actually happened or things that are, now they may make fun of it, they may tie it in with something else and make fun of it, but they truthfully use things that are constantly going on, which proves my point. We keep giving them the material as a human race. We give Matt Parker and Trey Stone the material.
If they don't make this
I
up,
can make this funny.
that's all it is. Yeah.
They're
They don't.
using real life.
Pretty smart.
Yeah, so I mean, but for a stand-up comedian doing what he's doing right now,
Right.
I will give him that crown for right now. At this
Chappelle?
time we're in right now.
I'm not gonna argue with it. I'm fine.
And again, though, that's
I
a
think
different
what he's
opinion.
really trying to say is he has to answer the question in today's time. So for today's time, he would consider him the GOAT. For
Know what I'm
today's
saying?
time, he considers him the greatest of all time.
Tooth. Eli, what do you say?
Well, which is it?
I'm gonna go with Eli. I'll go Tooth first on everything. I'm gonna let him go last this time.
I will say that he is the greatest of all time. And I feel that what you said with longevity, fan base, I think he checks all the boxes on paper. Is he my favorite comedian of all time? No. Is
like
he
that.
probably the best comedian of all time of our generation? For sure. In my opinion, I think he is.
Okay.
What say you, Travis? The Travis Reed.
Man, I get what you and Bull are saying, and
I'm not saying of today. I'm
Right.
saying of my generation.
And I like the way you word that, of our generation.
Which is all time to you. Your generation's the only time you've been around. That's
That
all
is
time.
correct. I was not here before my generation.
you weren't.
No.
Did you even try?
No, I did not.
Well, that's fine.
We were doing weekends.
And I get what Bull is saying, and I get it, and I'm with you. I get what you're saying, and I'm with you.
Because I answered the question.
Yes, but no, that's probably really dumb you said that. But without Richard Pryor, there'll be no Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean? So to me, Richard Pryor would be the GOAT. Is Dave up there?
Really? Richard would be the GOAT to you?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I see it. I can see that.
Is Dave in the conversation? Absolutely. Is George Carlin in the? George Carlin's probably 1A, 1B. You know what I mean? Because he was way ahead of his time. If George Carlin came out right now, oh my goodness.
But now, are we talking about stand-up comedian or overall?
Stand-up comedian.
Stand-up comedian.
Stand-up
Okay.
comedian.
One question.
Yeah.
Who's the greatest rock band of all time?
My favorite or the greatest? The greatest.
Who's the greatest rock band of all time?
Man. My opinion, I don't want to say it, but probably the Beatles. If you want to take numbers and the
No, I wondered how you would answer that.
the reach.
The reason I asked that question is because of the way you answered this current question. because you're saying that if not for them, there wouldn't have been
Right.
Dave Chappelle. So that's what I was going with.
Right.
So that you answered the question the same as you did the comedic question.
Yeah.
So
that's how I base mine. You know what I mean? Well, I base that answer. You know, like Michael Jordan, you just stop right there. If Kobe would not be Kobe without Michael, LeBron would not be LeBron without Michael. But Michael is still better than both of them put together.
Michael would be Michael without Dr. J.
You're right. You're 100% right, but he surpassed him by a lot. But George Carlin's in the conversation, but I think Richard Pryor, and Dave even said, you know, where's Richard Pryor rank on stand-up comedians? He's like, the evolution of man, where it comes from like the monkey, and then there's the caveman, and then to start to stand up just a little at a time. Hey, so the guy at the end that's standing straight up? He said, that's Richard Pryor, greatest of all time. And I was like, man, that's a pretty good analogy. And I could see that because Richard Pryor, we talked about it earlier, he reached everybody.
Rich, you on fire, man.
Well, in that time, because all the movies he did as well.
Right.
So it spanned multiple generations, enough to create multiple movies.
Yeah. And some of his stand-ups I went back and watched them. They are still, and Eddie Murphy too. Eddie Murphy had some fantastic stand-ups. But to me, Richard Pryor. Now, like I said, Dave deserves to be in the conversation, but Richard Pryor for me. Tooth, what you got, buddy?
Well, initially, I was going to do that, which is why you made me go last. So I've decided to change my answer after listening to all of that.
Okay.
I was going to say Richard Pryor, because without Richard, you wouldn't have Dave. But honestly, I feel like it's got to be Dave, because I'm going to make some stipulations. Yes, Dave had done some movies, but we're talking a handful, right?
Oh, yeah.
He didn't try to turn his career to that.
Right.
He stayed true to what comedy is and has stayed
stand-up comedian.
Stand-up comedian.
Okay.
So when I really think about Richard Pryor, he may have done some stand-up throughout all of his career, but he made his career acting. Okay. After a while, that became his career. When he was doing all of those movies, he did several movies, not more than I think.
Versus Millions, The Toy. Yeah.
I think more than
stand-ups.
More than Dave Chappelle.
Or more than stand-up specials.
And probably more than stand-up specials.
Okay, I can see that.
So I'm going to have to go back to, yes, he needed that inspiration to do what he does, but he's used that inspiration and continued to do what he does and not tried to branch out to something else.
Okay.
And wasn't the question is not who, but is Dave Chappelle the greatest of all time? Was that the question?
I thought it was for stand-up, because that's what they say, the GOAT of stand-up comedy.
Yeah, no, this
and
question
that's where
was.
I thought it was purely about
this question
stand-up.
was, who is the GOAT of stand-up comedian?
Okay.
Yeah, this question
I
was.
misunderstood.
This question was, yes.
So there's my answer.
I mean, I still agree with. I still stand by my answer.
What was your answer?
I'm going to say
He's going to
it's
say Dave.
You going to say Dave?
And then I want to just back up, because to this day, a lot of the comedians, they just would randomly bounce into a comedy club.
Yes.
Like Dave, he purposefully still hits comedy clubs, small, big, whatever. Like, that's all he does is stand up.
How cool would that be to be in a comedy club just watching?
He just show up.
And he just show up. You're watching, you're on like open mic night or whatever, and then he shows up, or any other comedian. When he was like Ralphie May or how awesome would that have been? Like, man, we picked the right night. That would be cool. Very cool.
Because and again, he's got small club tours booked. So even though we're watching the big Netflix, he's still at the Comedy Cellar and all over the place. His entire living is based off of stand up.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Do you guys remember when we were growing up? Yeah, I think it was Saturday night at the Improv.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
you
absolutely.
remember that with the brick wall?
Oh yeah.
I can't call any names or anything like that. But I remember
Jerry
watching
Seinfeld doing it. I remember seeing Kathy Griffin on there.
Was Ellen on there back in the early 90s?
Ellen was
I just
on there.
remember how funny that was
Mitch Hedberg.
as a kid watching that. And that was just one of the funniest things. And I don't know why I remember it, but I mean, it was just.
I used to like to watch, was it Night at the Apollo?
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
that was good stuff right there. Good stuff.
And Def Comedy Jam. I mean,
Def Comedy
it was
Jam.
just what that was when it was just comedians coming on and you're seeing new
Tearing it up.
talent come
Yeah.
out.
And imagine how many people came through the Def Comedy Jam that made it, whether it be movies, stand up, what have you. That was so much good TV right there.
I wonder where the place is now. Like, you know what I mean? If you
Is there a place?
Is there a place?
What in regards to what?
Well, like the Apollo was the place.
Yeah, Night at the Improv.
Night at the Improv
Saturday
was
Night
the
Live.
place.
Because Saturday Night Live, and this is my opinion, it's terrible.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I don't like the new comedy.
If I'm being honest with you guys, though, and I'm sorry, throughout the history of Saturday Night Live, there have been some great bits, some great comedy has come from there, and some great comedians have come from there.
Now let's preface it. We've strayed from stand up to sketch comedy.
Just for a second, we're talking about Saturday Night
Just
Live.
for a
I
second.
don't think anyone's confused.
Yeah, just for a second.
So just for a second, all I'm going to say about Saturday Night Live is they have a huge fan base. They had a huge fan base in the old days, and that fan base kind of stayed there. And most of those people will tell, oh, it's not the same. And then you've got the fan bases that came on like the late 80s, early 90s, that fan base stays there. And it's like, it's really not the same. And you've got people who are in the Keenan days who are like, oh, it's not the same if it's growing now. All I'm going to say is if you collectively watch from the history up and just pick random episodes, it's all been the same the whole time. And the majority of it's not funny.
Maybe we remember.
You get the good golden gems like Dina Box or Eddie Murphy's, the Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. Is that right? You get some gems along the way.
Yeah. Church Lady,
get some
Wayne's
play.
World.
Chris Farley's You Live in a Van Down by the River.
Yeah. Motivational
speaker.
Yeah.
So I think when I have watched random episodes along the way, even back in Ackroyd,
You're right.
Yeah, I can see
it's
that.
all crap.
Cheeseburger, Pepsi.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one there.
I think Land Shark is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So,
no, I never thought about it.
But
like
you're
that.
right. You're right.
Yeah,
I mean,
never
as a
thought about it.
collective,
If you just watch each episode, in each episode, you may find 2 or 3 things you really loved.
I'm just saying there were some great comedians
and always have
that came out. Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
I mean,
that dude.
There was just a lot of good that came from a lot of good comedians.
Yeah.
That was a stepping stone. We were talking about stepping stones. We're talking about the improv, not at the Apollo, stuff like that. That's where that came out.
Think about, was it Tracy Morgan? Think about, what was the other guy who did, can I get you in a fifth sandwich? Robbins.
Tim Robbins. No, not Tim.
No. It's Tim something.
Meadows.
Tim Meadows. Yeah.
Tim Robbins. Shawshank Redemption.
Ladies
got his
man.
start there. You know what I'm saying? But keep going. Look, man.
I know what you're saying.
Keenan didn't get his start
Gilda
there.
Radner.
But a lot of people have
Belushi,
gotten their start there.
Chevy Chase.
Current. I'm going current. Adam Sandberg. More recent. You know what I'm saying?
The guy that's dating the Kardashian.
Oh my
Pete
God.
Davidson.
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson.
Yes.
Like him or not. I mean, he's
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader. And dude, he is freaking hilarious.
You
That's
almost
one of
said
those
something
guys
else.
that can sit down in an interview and make you laugh the whole time, like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. All right, man. Good stuff right there, man. That was fun. But we need to find out where that place is. Where's the mecca of comedy at now? I don't know.
The Mecca, it's the Comedy Cellar, which obviously enough is Pauly Shore's parents' place.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
It's called the Comedy Cellar. That was one of the very first
LA or
ones. Yes, it's LA.
All right, cool. Good to know.
hanging out.
All right, guys, take another break. We come back. We got some lunchtime theater, a little bit of musical week, some Travis talk. And then maybe we'll talk some more about nothing again. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster on 101.5 and Facebook Live.
Let's get that app.
Where you at, dog?
Hey, Rooster, we lost you. Where'd you go? Pay attention to that chat window.
Hey, Bull. Bull. Just can y'all come on now?
All right, can we come on, please? All right. All right, guys, let's go now. Right. So let's go.
Calm down, John. He's so high.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 115 and Facebook Live, episode 252. Tooth Bull Intern Yancey. Eli Kidder, me, the Travis Reed. It is now time for Lunchtime Theater. What do you got for us, buddy?
Man, I watched an older movie. Now You See Me.
Excellent movie.
That's a good movie.
I really liked it.
Love
That's a
that movie.
very
Yeah,
good movie.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah. No, you don't. I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah?
Seriously, I mean that should have been something that I should have seen, and I hadn't watched it.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, watched
It's
it
got
live.
Little Franco in it.
It does.
And, it's got, what's his name? Everybody, he's controversial. People like him, people don't. I like him. He was in Adventureland and
Yep.
Michael.
I got nothing.
Sarah.
There you go. Yep,
No,
that's
wrong.
it.
It's not Sarah?
Yeah, it
guy.
is.
Wrong guy. Michael Sarah's super bad.
But he's in, he's the main character of the movie.
You know who's not in that
That's
movie?
Michael Caine.
No.
He's an old guy. You know who's not in Now You See Me? John Cena.
He's not in there. You can't find him.
You can't see him.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I know.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Eisenberg.
I like Jesse Eisenberg.
He's in Zombieland.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Tooth, bring me up. So what were y'all talking about again?
Well,
Eli's
movie of the week.
lunchtime theater.
Move.
Catch Me If You Can.
I'm sorry, it was Catch Me If You Can?
Now You See Me.
No, you don't.
Wait a minute, that's a different movie.
Now You
That
See Me
was.
the movie.
I was incorrect.
Now You See Me, Now You Don't was the name of the movie?
It's just Now You See Me.
Now You See Me.
Yeah, it was a Ricky Bobby reference. No, you don't.
That was the name of the movie?
Now You See Me is the name
Now
of the
You
movie.
See Me.
It's the title.
Wait a minute, that sounds familiar. What was it about again?
It's about magicians.
Yeah.
Now You See Me.
Yes, it's about
Interesting.
magicians.
It's got Woody Harrelson in
Illusionists.
it.
Yes, Woody Harrelson is in it. Mark
He's
Ruffalo.
He's awesome in that.
Oh, it's
Morgan
the
Freeman.
four comedians. It's the four comedians.
The
I'm
four
on comedians.
comedians.
We're on a comedian kick here now.
Yeah, I'm on a comedian.
do
Yeah,
magic.
the four magicians.
Four comedians that do
and
magic.
it's a secret underground world.
There's a movie right there, buddy.
They're the Four Horsemen.
They
They are the Four Horsemen. That is
They are the
correct.
Four
Yeah.
Horsemen.
That's a killer movie.
I really
agree.
liked it. And like I said, I don't know how I missed it.
I like Little Franco. There's a second one.
There's a
Now You See
second
Me
one.
Too.
I have not
For
seen
real?
that one
And
yet.
it's
Yep.
pretty good too, I think. If you like the first one, you'll like the second one.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, it was a great filler
It's
movie.
is.
Entertainment.
Yeah. That's what I want. I want to be entertained.
Cool.
Are you not entertained?
I was by that movie.
I liked it.
All right, cool.
I'd watch it. It's worth a watch.
Worth a watch. What platform was it?
I don't know. I really don't.
Well, you're all over it.
I saw it said next up for you or check this out or one of those things on the Fire Stick. And I said, yeah, that looks good. I'll watch that.
I'll watch that.
Tubi, maybe?
I like Tubi. Tubi's got some good programming on it. Some good stuff,
Some good
man.
stories.
Yeah.
You know,
like
and
stories.
piggybacking off of Eli, I watched two great shows. The Old Man.
Oh man,
Have you watched it yet?
I've not got to
we're
watch
not
it
going
yet.
to give any spoilers.
What?
But,
Well, he might.
but since we're piggybacking on Lunchtime Theater for a minute, I do recommend highly checking out The Old Man. It's 5 episodes deep.
You told me about
It
this.
comes on FX. You can watch it on Hulu the next day.
Jeff Bridges?
Jeff Bridges is the main character, and John Lithgow, he plays a main character.
Also available
Harry
on
and the
Prime.
Hendersons?
You can get it on Prime. Yes, Harry and the Hendersons, John Lithgow, the Trinity Killer from Dexter.
Which is how I
Third Rock
only
from the
refer
Sun.
to him. Yes.
You know, that guy. He's excellent.
Daddy's Home too.
Excellent. So check it out. It's really captivating. Give it an episode. I think it was fast enough to keep you captivated from the get-go because it starts pretty quick throwing stuff at you.
It starts
I mean,
really quick.
Pretty quick.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, because, Tooth will get bored.
Yeah.
Tooth will be like,
Yeah,
no,
you'll be
Tooth
done.
can't do this. Tooth's done.
No, he out. He
Not
gone.
today.
No.
Not on The Old Man.
Well, and a lot of these newer series come out. It's a slow burn. So this one just gets to it.
Adventures happen in the first episode. It's like, whoa, what's going on with this guy? How come this is, what's going on? And you want to know what's happened.
Even your bride, she says, highly recommend. Old Man is so good.
So it's 5 episodes deep. You can check it out. The new episodes air on Friday nights on FX. I've been choosing to watch them next day on Hulu so I can skip all the commercials. I play for that premium.
You don't like a commercial.
I can skip it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, well, good for you. All right.
And if can I throw out another
Please do,
suggestion?
because Bull, I was hoping you'd speak again.
I want to throw out one
Do
more.
it,
The
do it.
Boys. If you have not watched any of The Boys, please watch it.
The Voice?
The
Boys.
Boys.
It's on
B-O-Y.
Amazon.
Yeah, B-O-Y-S. The
It's
Boys.
some messed up superheroes.
Is it a series?
It is.
It is. They
3
are
seasons.
at season 3.
Yeah.
Season 3. But imagine this, right? Imagine all the people you've met along the way in your life, and that probably the worst ones had superpowers.
It's fun. Whoever wrote this is a jacked up individual. 100%. Yeah.
I think they're a real person because I mean, of course they're a real person. Before you say anything, Tooth, of course, Captain Obvious.
Okay.
But I think that
Is that one of the characters?
It should be.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, I think the person was just like, man, I am so tired. Like superheroes are these righteous and just, justified people. No, like they would be horrible people. They could just fly.
Those are super villains. That's what balances the hero realm versus. So really, this show's about the villains. Is that what you're saying?
No,
It's just about a bunch of screw ups that have superpowers.
Bunch
There
of
you
jerks
go.
that are superheroes.
Handyman.
Like on the surface into the world on TV, these people are reveled like the Avengers are. Oh, everybody loves them. Blah 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 blah. Behind the scenes, when they're at their base, back at the Hall of Justice, they are complete jerks. Oh my God, it is horrible.
Now I'm going to warn you.
It's fun. It's good to watch.
There's some debauchery and a lot of adultness that happens in this show.
Lots.
So
As it should if you were a superhero. I mean, I'd be debauchering and
Man,
divulging in things.
yeah. So I'm gonna set the foundation with one word: herogasm. There we go. That's all I'm gonna throw out there is herogasm.
Herogasm. Check it out.
Check it out.
I should shot
Tooth, music
flames.
of the week. What do we got, buddy?
Man, I've been listening to songs, man, on the radio.
all of them?
Yeah.
Been listening to songs on the Spotify's, man.
Yeah.
I've been listening to songs other people are telling me to listen to, man.
Yeah, you listen to him?
I've been listening to songs, and
Proud of you.
I'm just gonna say this week I've picked a song called "Bounce,"
Bounce, baby. Bounce,
and it's
baby.
the group. The title of the group is a little strange to me. Emotional Oranges. Weird name for a band, I guess.
Because oranges typically aren't very
I
emotional.
mean, typically they're not.
The last one I ate was not emotional at all.
But now it's more on a hip hop, bouncy kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's something that Eli and Ashley might like a little bit. It doesn't have enough dirty words for Emma to like it, but it's probably.
What is it? Emotional oranges?
Isn't that what I told you?
It is what you
I
told
thought
me.
that's what I told you.
Yeah.
It's called Bounce.
Where can you find
Bounce,
that at?
bounce.
I found it on Spotify, interestingly enough, and I've added it to the Everyday Joe Shows playlist called
Right.
Toothpicks,
Yeah.
which you can also find on Spotify, weirdly enough.
How you find it?
You go to that search engine at the top there,
Yeah.
and you search Everyday.
Uh-huh.
Mainly by you probably pop up Everyday Joe Shows. You'll see it, Toothpicks. You'll see a little 4 little album covers,
Right.
and it'll say the Everyday Joe Show Toothpicks. It's right there in the search engine.
Follow
man.
that.
You just click it, hit the like button on it or the heart.
Yeah, hit
and
the
then
like.
each week when I add a song, you'll get that song too.
As soon as he adds it.
I mean, it's simultaneously, if you will.
I mean, most time he adds it before the show even starts.
Most of the time I do. I did it tonight before we started the show.
You did. I saw that.
I made that happen. But I am going to say, since I'm talking about music for just a minute, I've had a weird evening. The end of my workday was strange, and it put me in that mood to listen to some aggressive music.
Yeah.
So as a throwback, I just want to remind everybody how great Kill Switch Engage is. Just in case you've forgotten.
Fixation on the darkness.
I just want to let you know. They're great. Sensational. My Curse, The Rose of Sharon. I mean, it's just really great music.
Yeah, it is.
You like it. Kill
A
switch
lot.
engaged.
Yeah, Kill Switch Engage.
Absolutely, man.
Makes it, without doing anything aggressive, it released some of my pent up aggression. Being able to listen and just jam out, and it's good to have that release. Those people out there who really truly touch, like music touches their soul or their inner being. Like, it's important for release in lots of emotion.
It cures what ails you.
Sometimes it's like comedy,
It is. It is like comedy.
full circle.
Message.
Yes. My man.
Way to come in there, bull. I mean,
Yes.
Message.
you know, sometimes he's off, and then, but when he's on, he's like, he's on.
He's on.
Proud of you.
Like a duck on a June bug.
Come on. The ducks really like June bugs.
I have no idea, but I will tell you that upon my arrival this evening, I was coming down whatever this road is. Is that still Old Bushy Branch?
It is.
3 ducks crossing the
That
road.
road
Yeah, crossing the road. And I was
What
like,
about
I wonder
that?
why they're crossing the road.
to get to the other side of that pond.
See what them chickens are doing.
Well, they were up.
chickens dying every day.
Well, no, they were going toward the pond, but they were up quite a ways from the pond, which I thought was a little odd.
Somebody might have been feeding them.
Perhaps.
Somebody's feeding them ducks.
Perhaps.
They will. The last batch we had a couple years ago,
Ducks.
They would walk down here, down my road, and they would go to, if they saw somebody out in the yard, they're in your yard looking at you, and then quack, 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 quack until you got them some food, and then they move to the next house.
They're domesticated.
And then the next house, and then the next
Like
house.
some bread.
Yep.
You remember when we gave those trick-or-treaters bread at Granny Grant's house?
I do remember that.
Because we didn't have any candy.
Yeah. It's a gift that keeps on giving till it spoils.
Modes.
I'm going to tell you, man, it's my favorite duck anecdote. Is them our ducks.
Them hard ducks.
Oh, them are not.
Have you went to the
Oh,
HOA?
them are.
Have you went to the HOA about laying out like a red carpet for them to walk down?
We don't do
on the
that
side of
here.
the road?
We don't do that. Here.
LIB. Them are ducks.
Like the Peabody.
What HOA? I'd have been in trouble about my yard a year, 8
You
years
need to
ago.
get that yard
How
dialed
about
in.
you got your yard mowed? Who knew? I mean, really, if you didn't already know, you wouldn't know.
Nope. No, you wouldn't have known.
Oh, did you mow?
No. My mower's still broken.
What's wrong with him?
He got the COVID. What's going on?
This is broken.
How's your weed eater? Battery powered?
Yeah. My power got cut off the other day, so I
You
paid
have a
the bill.
rant today?
I don't have a rant, but
You got some talk?
I got some talk. It's something I discovered on like the Facebook reel the other day. And I showed Tooth and Eli a little bit about it Saturdays.
Oh, my friend.
Tavin Dillard is his name on Instagram. Tavin_Dillard. Now, this guy, I'm pretty sure he has fake buck teeth that are spaced really far apart. If not, then he does not do a very good job of brushing his top teeth, but does a really good job of brushing his bottom teeth. And you know how we mispronounce words, Pacific and this, that, and the other?
Like when you vomit.
Yeah, right. I think he takes it to a different level. You know how we say "it's away"? You go "it's away."
Yeah.
Or
Wait,
Attaway.
Attaway. This dude, he's stolen all of our stuff. Not really. Hilarious, man. It is so freaking funny. I showed some.
That's a gray squirrel. And he really is. Like, nothing was about squirrels. And at the very end of the video, that's a gray squirrel.
And just walks off.
And walks off.
And he uses.
Is it the same guy with the thunderstorm? This is going to be a big one.
No, probably. No, different guy.
You know what I'm talking
I know
about?
you're talking
though?
about. Yeah.
He's funny, too.
This dude, man, he uses watermelon helmets and he plays softball. And the one where he was like, I'll give you a little hint. When I came home with a snow cone in my hand that I didn't pay for. Yep, that's right. Winning team gets free snow cones.
I do remember that.
The way he says it, the way this guy delivers, I don't know where he's from, but I'm pretty sure he lives here. Like this dude,
Probably Franklin County.
it could be.
Or Warren County,
Yes.
more than likely.
Winning team gets free snow cones.
When team gets free snow
And
cones.
then he's talking about the 4th of July parade, and he's going off about they had this big American eagle and it was beautiful, and it was pulling the catfish out of the water. Now, if it was going to be a float like around here that represents this town, it would be a crow dive bombing an open bag of Funyuns. But still, and then they had Chet Delroy's archers shooting archer, but they was behind the girls doing the gymnastics and stuff because he didn't want to have a stray arrow hit one of them girls. But everybody liked it. It was a beautiful parade. The way he delivers at the end, you're just like, I saw him yesterday. I sold that guy a quart of oil yesterday.
It's for a small block Chevy.
Exactly. Don't say. It's a good looking truck. But yeah, check him out. Tavin_Dillard. Dude is hilarious. He's got several videos on there, and they are hilarious, man.
Cat the activist.
Oh man, I love it. Love it. I showed these two guys,
Laughed.
and I was watching it today.
Lulled.
And Tooth didn't know I was listening. He's not seen or heard these, and he's just dying laughing over here. Like, what is wrong with this guy? I was like, that's the guy I showed you. He's like, oh, yep, okay, got to find him now.
Hilarious.
So funny, man. So you gotta go check the Tavin Dillard out. It's good stuff. It'll make you chuckle.
I want to see it now. It's been
it's-
throwing me off because just like you, sometimes I get confused on whether or not this is just a touched individual is a good word, or if they are, playing a character for social media.
And that's the thing, man. The good ones, you don't know. You can't tell. Is this an act or not? Because there's a guy, I don't even know his name, but he's an older guy. He's like, hey, I hope everybody's having a great day, but if you're not, you should. Because it's a great day to have a great day. Peace. You know, it's an older guy with he's long hair, longer hair, you know what I mean? Just all hippie guy. And he talks real calm. He's like, hey, what's up, everybody?
Well, and the best one that I can relate it to right now, like Tavin, and I'm not going to say his name because I do not know if he is a method comedian or if this is who he is, but it's a larger gentleman on TikTok. And all he does is say all things can be done through a higher power. That's always the wording on his TikToks.
Yeah.
But it's things like him flipping a car tire, but the car tire is for like a Chevy Volt. and then the next one, it is
like the Judy Chop guy.
It is thank you and all power to be, and he is punching through a tree that is rotten and falling down.
That's great.
West Virginia Ninja.
That's right.
It is. And then he even, and so he goes on, and there was another one, and it was like, all things can be done because of my faith. And he was pulling a garden hose out of the pond that had a small knot in it.
Hey, it's not as easy as you think.
No, man.
And so again, though, I that's why I'm about Tavin. So if anybody knows if this person on TikTok is really this way or if it's a method, please solve this mystery for me now because it's really bothering me.
Well, after the show, give me his name so I can check him out.
I'm going to try to find him after the show.
Because I've been doing that, watch a lot of Facebook Reels, the Instagram, I guess they're Reels too, which we talked about Ralphie May earlier. He's had a ton of Facebook Reels people have been sharing the past, probably 2 weeks or so.
I've been seeing him come up a lot.
A lot of the stuff that I've seen quite a bit of his stuff, but some of it I've never seen, and it is just absolutely hilarious. So that's where I find it, just a Facebook Reel. I'm like, okay, I'll watch it for a second, and then 6 hours later, I'm like, oh, I gotta go to bed. It's
I get hung in Reels. I go to YouTube to watch my news.
Yeah.
And I get hung up in Reels.
Right.
And it takes me forever to get to my news.
Yeah, to get to your news.
It does. That's
stories.
Well, no, not
that's
my
all
stories.
they are.
You get hung up in your stories.
I get hung up in my stories trying to get to my news and get informed.
I get hung up in plane crash videos.
Man, you do. You have for
Stop
years.
it. Like what? Like tragic ones or what?
I don't mean I like to see the crash itself. I mean I watch the reenactments. They use the black box and they recreate on a computer. And you'll have a guy kind of narrating along. Like I follow this one guy called the Mentor Pilot. I think he's Swedish. He has a better accent. And then there's a guy. I also like planes and art crashing. Jimmy's World. Jimmy is a character, to say the least. But he buys and fixes up older planes to make them airworthy again. And it's a really cool little YouTube channel thing I follow. And so it's not just the crash. It's aviation. Not even the crash. It's aviation. It's aeronautics that interests me, not the crashing. I mean, really, all the planes that are in the air they're falling.
They are.
Planes don't fly; they fall
gracefully.
It's a graceful fall.
It is a graceful fall.
And since we're speaking about, this is a safe space to talk about where we get lost on YouTube or in Reels. Does anybody else get lost in the restoration videos?
I do, absolutely. Like where they restore the old knife, or they restore the old matchbox,
or a Zippo,
or a Zippo lighter.
That one was phenomenal.
I don't care how long it is. I'm not stopping watching until it's over. And if it's a TikTok or on the Reels where you got to go find part 2, I'm going to Google it and I'm going to find part 2 and I'm going to finish it.
Finished result.
I have to. Have you watched any of those?
I won't even start a reel.
It's not for me.
What? Restoration videos?
So
I watched the first one, but if they part 2 me, I'm out.
Okay.
I refuse to do it on Reels at all because
some of them I have to.
But there's this guy who takes motor scooters, motorcycles. It's all junk, but he restores them. And he pulled what looked to be like a modern day moped from modern day. If you were in like 77 Vietnam, it looked to be a 77 Vietnam moped. And he pulled it out of some pond water. And when he was finished, it was a beautiful running motor-driven vehicle, and I was just blown away at what these
His
people can do and the
craftsmanship.
craftsmanship that was involved, because he didn't have an elaborate shop, he didn't have elaborate tools, and it makes it really neat to see that come to light. But the restoration videos as a whole, I do get lost in those. I've watched several. I've watched the Zippo. I've watched a couple different knife ones. I've watched a couple different toy car ones. I think those are awesome.
That Zippo one was fantastic.
It's amazing.
I watched him restore a crescent wrench.
That's terrible. Send me the link. I want to watch it. That's horrible. I like the ones where they're like using like that press, and they're like squishing a tennis ball, and then they're squishing a marble, and then they're squishing a pool ball.
People see these satisfying videos like the soap cutters. And,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not so much
You
into
know
that,
that?
as I am.
I don't get the satisfying side to where I don't get that.
I'm more satisfied when I see somebody like trim some bushes.
Crash a plane.
I get real satisfied when the bushes get trimmed.
Like, yeah, you know,
I like
you can see an end result, or the restoration. It's that
Yeah.
end result thing
Right.
for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's satisfying versus just
I like it.
seeing somebody cut some soap.
I like it when they're doing the glass blowing, or
That's
they're
nice.
making like steel, and they
Oh,
melt
making
it down,
steel.
and you're like, oh wow, and you can just imagine, man, I bet it's hot in there. And these two goofs are just
Did you say it's hot?
yeah, they're carrying like
Possibly.
molten lava, and then they pour it. Like, what if you spilt that on your shoe? Your foot's gone, like that. Done. I'm
Yeah.
out. HLT out, son. I'm not doing it.
Talking about that, you know,
Spit it out, bull.
well, I'm just flabbergasted at that's what our entertainment is now, you know? Like,
Why is that? You know, is it because we're just so bored with everything else that we see something like that? Like, oh, I never thought about doing
or
that.
have we become like these basic human creatures who are just like, oh my God, I can't wait to see how they redo this yard? Not talking about anybody specific in the room, because nobody in the room would care about how good
I
a
care
yard
about
look.
my neighbor's yards. I care about Travis's yard.
That's funny. I don't care about my yard.
That's apparently obvious.
Thank you.
When you pull in the driveway, you know that.
Hey, my mower's broke.
I know. You ain't got one.
Yeah. And I ain't going to buy one.
Hey, how many homeowners do you know that don't even own a lawnmower that have a yard?
A
Let me
bunch.
specify the have a yard part.
A bunch.
At this day and age,
I know a
yes.
lot of homeowners that don't have a lawnmower, or that have a lawnmower that don't use it themselves and still pay somebody else to do it.
I know a bunch of
I know a
homeowners
bunch of homeowners that don't have one.
don't have one at all that have bigger yards than I do.
I don't know anybody that has a bigger yard than you do that doesn't have a mower.
No, I do.
But I'm sure they exist.
Well, that's
I mean, most of them live in townhomes or condos, but
Same thing.
David
Yeah,
Bradley was
so-
sharing a great story with me. He said that he remembered whenever he got his house and he finally got his yard growing, he was so excited to go and get a new mower for his house.
Tesla Dave,
Tesla Dave.
it's
yeah.
electric, I bet.
Yeah, David Bradley. And so he went to Home Depot and he got a new mower and had it delivered, and he was excited, ready to mow his yard. And then he said, then he went outside and it was really hot. And he said that he had a rental house down the way and they were having some problems. So he was like, man, I can't mow. And then so he parked it and he went to the rental house. And he said on his way, there was a young man mowing the yard right next to his. And he was like, And then he walked past, and the next day he had to go to the rental yard. The next day, the young man was mowing the yard across the street. And he's like, man, I just bought the new mower. I don't want to hire somebody, but I just don't have the time. So David hired the guy, and the guy told him how expensive it was or how reasonable it was. And David was just like, huh. So he said, I loaded that mower up and took it back. And I realized that there were phenomenal service providers in our local area that can take care of your yard if you are a busy individual, always on the go-go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not buying a mower. They told me not to. My neighbors, so they can use their mower, because I was going to buy one a couple years ago. They're like, "Why would you do that? Use ours." I'm like, "Well, you know, it's because it's yours." Okay, use ours. Sure. So
communal living is the way to go.
Why would I go spend $5,000 on a mower when I don't have to?
Wow,
that would be silly.
And see,
why spend $5 when you could spend $6 and get a 60 inch?
Well, that's what they got, the 60 inch. So why would I do that?
See,
Makes
that's it.
sense.
This is you are a communal living, so you support. That's why you guys pass around. Not to say you do, because it's illegal to share passwords and things like that. But if you
I just
would,
share the mower.
you would support that.
And I give him beer to let me use the mower.
So it's a barter system.
Yeah.
Barter.
When I get
system.
done mowing, I'll take a couple beers up there. Especially if I get like a new beer he's never had. All right, here, man. Here's a couple of these new beers. Leave in his fridge.
What do you do if his mower's down for service or something?
I'll call Terrell.
One of the phenomenal service providers we have in the area.
Call on Terrell. Well, what I'm trying to say is it never hurts to have a backup plan.
Yeah, my backup plan's true.
He does have a backup plan. It's hard to fault the man for that.
But don't you think you maybe sometimes should have a contingency for your contingency just in case?
Yeah, Bradley.
You're always, okay, well, then you go. There you go.
So you need a plan C.
But
I don't
Terrell
have
could-
a plan C.
Terrell could have done it before Bradley did, so I got him to do it. So, yeah.
Questions are all been answered this
Man,
evening.
I've got it.
I'll go to Watson's and rent a mower before I let somebody mow my yard. I can tell you that right now. Watson, Christopher Equipment. I'll rent one.
Can you go to Christopher Equipment and rent a mower?
Yes.
Can you really?
100.
Oh yeah.
Well,
And their blades are sharp too.
well, I can't get it here. I don't
You
have
go to
it.
Aaron
They'll
Sells
deliver it.
Lease and
They
pay one
deliver
for
it.
You can rent a
lunch.
trailer too if you want.
Well, I don't have a on my Jeep. I don't have a
I'm
hitch.
sure you got a friend that
Hey,
does.
I got a guy with a truck.
Yeah.
His name's Tooth.
Yeah,
Got a
I just get you to
trailer
bring me
hitch.
your mower.
That would work too, but it's not a 60-inch.
Yeah.
Take a lot longer to mow this yard.
So you
Well,
know, just
I
out
mean,
of
I got nothing
curiosity,
to do. I'll watch you mow.
why can another yardsmith not touch your lawn?
It's therapeutic for Eli and myself. Yard mowing is a way of life for us. We need that as part of our release weekly.
And I know which way I want my stripes to go. I know what groove to get in. I know the slot. I know what week I need to go horizontal, which week I need to go diagonal.
So you don't get what Jamie taught us about with that track.
Mm-hmm.
If you want the same way all the time, your grass will start growing that way.
Yeah.
You remember Jamie?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was talking to Nog the other night at the brewery. We were showing each other lawn pictures.
As you do.
Dude zigzagged his yard. It was incredible. I was showing him. You guys remember I sent you the picture where I diamonded my yard? He zigzagged his stuff.
What is it,
It was
Travis?
incredible.
We've officially reached old age.
Yeah, I was wearing white shoes when I did it.
Well, I mean,
Eli shared pictures with a guy about his yard.
Yeah.
were you not here for the bread episode?
Just the bread.
I stopped paying attention. You say it's therapeutic for you guys.
100%.
For me, what it is for me is a nuisance because it's hot out there.
Why does a man buy a house with such a big yard if he don't want to mow?
I didn't have a choice in the matter.
You did.
I'm going to say.
No, I did not.
I don't believe
I'm
that.
pretty sure you had a
I don't
choice.
believe that. Somebody asked you, do you or do you not? And you said, I do.
Yeah, they
I
just
wanna
don't
hear this.
give
I
you
didn't
a
have
home.
choice.
I didn't have a choice then either.
Yeah. When I build my new place, like I'm gonna have a lovely layout of pea gravel. Probably rock
Like
stone.
it's-
Rock. It's gonna be creek rock. I think creek rock looks the best.
Egg rock's bigger.
I can't. I don't know. And I get on my
Egg
neighbor
rock's a little
Robbie all the time because he'll mow. Like when I'm mowing on a regular schedule weekly, he'll mow twice, and I'm like, dude, was this a pressure mow? What are you doing? So last time he mowed, he come over. He's like, hey, he's like weed eating. He goes, come here. I'm like, oh, what I do? I was like, yes, sir. He's like, this isn't a pressure mow. I said, well, he goes, I'm not doing this. He said, you just mowed your yard 3 days ago. So this is not a pressure mow. I'm going out of town and I got to get it mowed before I come back. Don't worry, it's not a pressure mow. I said, because on the show I was talking about him being a pressure mower. Like when he'll mow it, like he look at me like,
Put some pressure on you.
you need to mow the yard, boy. I'm like, all right, and then I won't because I don't want to.
Pressure mow.
But he said that one wasn't a pressure mow. He said I may have pressure mowed a time or two, but this is not a pressure mow right here. I
I'm
said,
pretty
"Thanks,
sure by
Robbie."
now he's learned he can't pressure mow you into anything.
No, you pressure me. I'm
no.
more likely not going to do
Travis
it.
is a shutter downer.
I'll shut her down.
She'll
Chick.
crumble.
You put the pressure on Travis, he'll shut her down.
Shut her down,
That's why I
chick.
call him a shutter downer.
And I can't. Man, wow. We have reached that age, haven't we?
Well, I enjoy mowing my yard. I can't help it.
I
like it.
absolutely hate it.
I like the end result.
I do
That's
too.
the satisfaction. Seeing
I wish
it
we could get
change
more
from
rain.
Terrible to something great.
I hate it. I can't stand it. I don't. It's hot. I don't want to be hot.
I hear you.
Try to do it later in the evening then.
No, I'm
Early
asleep.
in the morning.
I'm eating.
Let that
I'm full. I don't want to do it.
You raise a little flapper up on there, you get the dew with us. Just fine.
Just fine.
No, but I don't want to do it though. Is what I'm
I
saying.
understand.
Y'all's yards.
You don't want to go to work either, but you still do.
Well, I got to.
Kind of like my wife.
I so don't want to work.
I hate it. I'm going to retire.
Any of our Joe fans out there also feel the same way about working?
I'm pretty sure every one of our. Well, no, I can't say that. I can't say that.
All right.
I meet a lot of people who have to work. They enjoy it.
I don't like it.
I don't.
The people who enjoy it aren't really working. If you enjoy what you do, you never work a day in your life. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, I'm working hard. I don't like it.
I enjoy what I do, and I still work. So,
Well, you know, it is what it is.
Have you been to the pool, Eli?
I have.
All right, guys, we'll wrap this bad boy up. Good talk about the comedian stuff. I think we all made some good points. I think we all opened each other's eyes about some different stuff, too, on it. Yes, my eyes are open. I've got fat cheeks and small eyes. They're really there.
there we go. Now I saw
Hey,
it.
there they are.
There they are.
See?
All right.
Look, I'm geeked out now.
I was about to say that was debatable for a second there.
Seeing smells over here.
You might as well go ahead and pronounce the L in salmon. Nothing matters
Nothing
anymore.
matters.
It's not salmon anymore, guys.
No,
It's
we're
salmon.
It always has been.
Okay.
Tooth, buddy, thanks for coming back. We're glad to have you.
Man, I appreciate you guys welcoming me with open arms.
Yeah. You ran to me with open arms.
I did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for being back, buddy. We
Thanks for
appreciate you.
having me back.
Boom.
Hello.
Thanks for doing what you do, and have a great time next week, by the way.
And I'm excited for my getaway, sir.
Yes,
Thank you
we
very
are
much.
excited as well. If
I can't
any
wait till you
technical
leave.
questions, we'll make sure to call you.
Yep.
Intern, let's do Yvette. What's up, buddy? You gonna be here next week? Nope. All right.
I'll be here next week.
Oh yes, yes. I was answering the correct answer you should have gave me. Yes. So, see you next week. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Eli Kidder.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing what you do.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate
Good looking
you.
yard.
Thanks.
Yeah. Most guys have memes on their phone, and he has pictures of his yard.
Yes.
Well, some people have to look at their yard pictures and share them with their buddies.
Yeah.
You never know.
I've sent Eli a picture or two of my edge.
He's getting
Where I
there.
edge that sidewalk.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We do what we can, Travis. I mean, I'm reading comments right now on our show. You know,
About yards?
well, nobody's really talking about the yards that much. More
All
about
right.
Richard Pryor and the Geneva Convention.
All right. Appreciate it, guys.